Good morning. It's about 9:15 on Thursday, and I think I've mentioned that we're having, maybe I haven't mentioned, I don't know, we're having an appraiser come to our house in a couple of weeks. We're refinancing while the rates are still low, and it's going to be kind of tough because we're still very much under construction. I mean, every floor has something that isn't finished yet. The top two floors pretty minor, but this floor, the bottom floor, lots of electrical finishing work to be done still. There are no doors except for a very cheap temporary one in the bathroom, so all the doors need to be done, like on the closets, and we have a very temporary front door. The windows on this floor are in absolutely terrible shape, but landmarked windows, they cost like $2,000 each to replace. We need to do the windows on the entire house. Like someday, every window on the house is going to have to be done, and we've got 19 windows at $2,000 a pop, so that's not happening anytime soon. What else has to be done down here? Oh, there's no molding, so molding has to be done around the whole floor. The bathroom finishing work has to be done. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But this floor is nothing compared to the parlor floor right above this, which just needs like complete, I mean, total. There's like walls are half ripped out, and there's linoleum covering the entire floor because at some point somebody decided to cover the nice wood floor with linoleum. Part of the ceiling is missing up there. The wires have been run for the electrical, but wherever they were, like, the walls are still open and the junction boxes haven't been put in, and it's just a ridiculous amount of work. Not to mention the fact that that floor is covered with all of our crap. So we're trying to get it in shape for that anyway. So I guess the timing isn't too terrible, but my in-laws are coming in a few weeks. So, not a few weeks, a little more than a few weeks, but soon. And yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking just because my father-in-law is the kind of person who does all of his own work on his houses usually, so they're always impeccably finished. Like, the fact that we've been living in a half-finished house for almost 4 years, I'm sure is completely foreign to them. They just can't figure out how somebody could live like that, but we have. So that's going to be a little weird. And also, I haven't seen them in 5 years. They, I really only visit them in Florida when I've got a breastfeeding baby because I want them to see their grandchildren, and if I need to be there, then that's fine. But otherwise, my husband takes the kids down to visit them twice a year, and I get a week alone. It's a sweet deal for me. So I just haven't gone to visit them in 5 years because I'd rather have the time alone. No offense to them. My husband rarely visits my parents for the same reason. We get a break. We get to pretend that we're single and childless again for a few days. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. So, a lot to do. If you see me tweeting about taking a nap or just sitting and watching TV or really doing anything pleasurable for the next few weeks, then I'm totally slacking because every spare minute, I shouldn't even be making this video, really. Every minute should be going to doing the house, which it's just not. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of doing pleasurable things, last night was awesome. I met a couple of friends, Beth and Melissa, at Bobby Flay's restaurant, Bar American, and Beth actually treated us to dinner, which was super, super sweet. And I had been to an event of Bobby Flay's before Thanksgiving, and so I had had a taste of his cooking, and the restaurant didn't disappoint. It was really, really good. But then after that, we went to this panel with the cast of The Good Wife, and it's pretty funny. We watched next week's episode, and then 5 of the cast members came out. It was Juliana Margulies and Josh Charles, who I have had a crush on forever, and who else? Christine Baranski and Archie Punjabi, I think is her last name. She plays Kalinda, who I always want to call Callista, which is not right. It's Kalinda. And then Matt Chukri, I don't know, it's like Czuchry, which I don't think I spelled write in my tweets last night. Looking over my tweets from last night, I was trying to tweet and pay attention to the panel. My spelling was just awful. The droid really needs to get spell check for tweeting, because it was bad. But anyway, so they came out and did a panel about the show, and it was really interesting. But the funniest part was, if you watch the show, then you know that there's been this contest between Juliana's character Alicia and Matt's character Carrie. They're both new associates at the firm, and the firm really can't afford to keep both of them on full time or over the long term, so they've been kind of seeing who's going to work out best. And then one of them will be fired, supposedly. So Christine Baranski was a little late. I guess she was working and she rushed in after the panel had started, and they were talking about that contest, and everybody warned her good-naturedly. I thought that it really wasn't necessary. They were just joking around, but they warned her that, of course, they hadn't told us who wins the contest, because it's not happening for several more episodes. And she totally spilled the beans. They were talking about how sad it was to film the episode where they find out who wins and who loses, and she used a pronoun. She used she or he. She said, and very sad because won't be home anymore. And the whole audience just gasped, and the rest of the cast will never let her live that down. And I'll be surprised if CBS lets her out to do things like this in public ever again. It was hilarious. I have not told who won. I don't like spoilers, so I'm not gonna tell. Just blast it on the internet. But I'm sure somebody else will give it away. So if you search, somebody else has probably already posted it, but it won't be me. Anyway, all right. I've got to get to sorting stuff out. We're just trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible to start with, because the stuff that's been stored on the parlor floor, so much of it is baby stuff that I'd kept, and I still want to have another one, but my husband doesn't, and he's convinced me that, he said the best way for me to get pregnant is to throw out all the baby stuff. So I don't think he realizes that that's an actual thing. That's, people throw away their baby stuff and they get pregnant. So he should be careful what he jokes about. But he has promised me that it's just, I don't know whether to believe him, but that it's just in the interest of space. And that if we do decide to have another baby, he will not give me any crap at all about having to buy everything again. Because I've got everything. I could have another baby right now without buying another thing. Either gender. I was set. So, getting rid of all of it. Going to put a lot of it up on eBay Classifieds, and luckily we live right near a Salvation Army, so I'll bring the rest over there. But, yeah, a little sad. Alright, gotta get to work. Have a great day.